Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the vlog. Today's going to be a fabulous session. It is really cold still here in Seattle. The snow has totally melted now. This is the field that I was on the other day for those boot reviews that you guys saw. So it is quite chilly still. I'm freezing. I'm gonna wear gloves today. And we're gonna have a great session. Let's hop straight into the video. It's gonna be awesome. Let's get it. Also, because most likely the video won't be out yet, I will be wearing the new Tiempo Legend 9 Elites for this particular training session. I'm trying to break these in before my trials that are in less than 2 weeks. That's an update. I've got a trial on the 16th, and then the next weekend I'm going to Chattanooga for the OPSM Combine. There's a bunch of different teams there that have expressed some interest, so we're gonna go down there and see what we can do, get some contracts signed away for the 2022 season. So breaking these bad boys in, very excited. They're so comfortable and they're a little less cold than when I reviewed them. If that review video isn't up, I apologize. They will be coming soon. I'm just waiting on an interview with the guy that I actually bought these from. So I wanted to plug his channel and get that all sorted. So you'll see that soon, either before. If it hasn't happened before, it'll happen probably the video right after this. So let's get into the session. All right, fam, the first drill that you're seeing here is a very simple end line to 18 dribbling skills move. So all I'm doing is warming up my muscles, warming up the little tight touches that I'll start to be doing in the other drills and in some of the other more technical type stuff. So literally all I'm doing is dribbling from the end line to the 18 with really tight touches, all right foot, all left foot, inside, outside of both feet, and then doing different types of scissor moves, rollovers, juggling, that type of stuff, just to get my body warmed up for the next couple drills. Next set of drills we're doing is something that you guys have seen before in my videos. It is a combination of a ladder drill. You've got a hurdle, which is the 3 green cones in a row, and that one you can use an actual hurdle if you want to. A triangle drill, like an upside down triangle drill, and then a 2-cone drill, and then a cone weave, and it's all in one line. You do a couple different rotations of it. The first 1 or 2 I go through are without a ball, and all I'm doing is getting some agility stuff going, getting those fast twitch muscle fibers activated so that I can run straight in with the ball, and then we'll jump into the ball stuff as well, which includes doing the non-ball ladder movement, a scissors, up and over the hurdle, or that's what I'm attempting to do, right? Obviously I don't have a hurdle. And then we're going into a single move, so something like a V-turn 10 times,
in and around a figure eight around the top of the triangle, therein back to the two cones, back to the triangle, back to the two cones, so getting a little bit of a turn, any sort of skill move turn you can, and then of course doing a 2-cone drill move, 4 or 5, usually it's 4 or 6 times, so it's an even number, and then you go through and back of the cone line. So that's how that works. The next drill is a really simple one. All I did is set up a big box on the top of the 18, probably about 22 or 25 meters up and away from the goal, and then I've got a little cone line of 4 cones right inside the 18. And what I'm doing is I'm juggling 10 times, lifting the ball up way over my head, taking a touch down around one of the front side cones, and then through those cones inside the 18, and then playing it in. If you can see in this drone footage, I've got the 2 cones on each of the sides of the goal to kind of give me something to aim at, right? Each of the corners. So that's what I'm going for. And I'm going until I get 10 to 15 reps perfectly into the side netting of the right side, and then I'll do the same on the left side, obviously starting my dribble from the 2 different sides as well. So that's how that one works. Pretty straightforward, and it's a very good drill to practice both your first touch, your directional dribbling, and of course a finish or a pass if you want to do it more of a passing sequence. And the final drill that I did to finish off the training session was to go and do some crossing. And what I really admire about Trent Alexander-Arnold is his ability to whip the ball in after just taking a quick touch on the ground. So that's what I'm practicing here. Lift the ball above my head, take a touchdown, push it in front of me, and then whip the ball in, trying to hit the back of the net every single time with a perfect whipped cross.
Alright guys, that just about does it for the training session. Felt really good. I'm a bit under the weather right now, so yeah, no excuses still out here. It's very cold. I'm very lucky that it didn't rain because it would have been so chilly if it had started raining. I'm gonna head home, get a good shower in, and then we'll talk about a couple different things coming up in the next month or so. I'm very excited for the 2 trials. I'll tell you guys who's gonna be there, who I'm interested in, and hopefully go from there. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. All right guys, finally back to the house. I am freezing. I'm showered now, which is good. So I am going to share with you guys a little bit of some backstory of why I joined OPSM. So I get a ton of questions about, hey, is an agent worth it? Is signing with an agent like OPSM who's based in North America worth it? Do they have enough connections? Is it worth paying enough money? Are their combines any good? I wanted to shed some light on that and sort of talk about why I think that's been a really important part of my career, and then also share some interviews that I did with them while I was in Tulsa. I got some behind the scenes looks into obviously my time in Tulsa, but I wanted to share those interviews with you because I think it'll give you a good idea of what the agency's about, what they do really well, and then of course I'll talk afterwards about why I think I made the right decision in signing with them. So without further ado, let's hop into those interviews.
Okay, hey guys, my name is Cavanaugh. I am the co-founder of OPSM Pro, and I am also the chief agent.
Hey, my name is Mackenzie Lamprey. I'm the president here at OPSM Pro.
My name is Ibi Sukeri. I'm the director of training at OPSM.
Hey, my name is Jason Teal. I'm a mental toughness performance coach within the OPSM family.
OPSM is a collective group of guys coming together in order to help players achieve their dreams. Our main role in football is to guide players and advise athletes in providing the 4 pillars: technical, tactical, physical, mental component of the game, and giving these guys the right guidelines in order for them to become the next steps in their career.
Yeah, so OPSM is a professional soccer agency in North America. Basically, we offer a subscription-based model that helps guide players in their development through our 4 pillars: our mental, our tactical, our physical, and our technical.
Our why is basically, it's very simple. Our why is to serve. We want to be able to serve players, and we want to be, that's our why. We want to be able to make a difference in the world through the game of football. We've been able to have, God's given us the ability to use our talent and our platform to be able to change lives. So that's mainly what we want to do, is be able to change lives.
Yeah, OPSM was started by Godwin and Jeffrey Adai with the vision, to impact a generation of players, in their soccer careers, which, they didn't have, and it's carried on throughout the collective, including myself, and we just want to give back to as many players as possible.
OPSM started with my brother and myself. We had a dream to become professional players. My brother's currently a pro right now in Finland. Myself, I went through the whole process, but we wanted to be able to help athletes and players, give them the guidance and everything that we personally experienced, give the tools in order for them to be successful within their own career.
Yeah, I think OPSM is super important for football in North America because we're honestly looking to help impact as many players as possible, provide as many opportunities as possible for players, but not only that, is to honestly give them the right steps in their career for them to take the next steps in their development.
So within my experience at OPSM, honestly, it's been an amazing journey. The culture at OPSM is very family oriented. We see each other as brothers, as siblings who want to help each other out. And that's how we translate our work towards our players. So we treat every single player that comes through our development program or the agency as a sibling, whether it's a female or a male player. We try to provide them with an experience that helps build their journey, and we treat them as if, like I said before, a sibling that we want to see rise up to their fullest potential.
Yeah, we represent primary, obviously soccer players. We look for players that are a mix of young and older players that have careers that are either a lot of potential or guys that are already impactful in their current market. We look for guys that are great on and off the field, right? So we like community-based guys, but guys that represent the company really well.
We represent players that are hungry, that have the tenacity, that have the 4 pillars. We want to represent players with good character, good attitude, and also players that understand the professional game, right? They're not oblivious and they understand what it takes to get to the next step and understanding their pathways. So those are the type of players, and we obviously want to represent the best players within North America or across the world, but that's the biggest thing.
Honestly, I like working with players who are hungry, right? Who see the reality of things and want to be able to take something off the field and translate it on the field. Having that understanding will help them realize and understand what they're doing and how it's going to benefit them. The best way to succeed is to follow proper guidance. Those who have been through it, take their advice and implement it into your day-to-day, right? Because as a young footballer, you always think you know what to do. You follow YouTube, you follow things that honestly aren't the reality. And what I do enjoy about OPSM a lot is that we give that reality check to young and older football players.
Well, first and foremost, the most beautiful thing is looking at developing rituals, routines, and repetitions of the things that you can control. When you decide to go to sleep, what you decide to read, doing your breathing, hydration, all of the controllables that you already do. Most importantly, by going to that very simple strategy, picking a specific bedtime. All Olympic standard level athletes have a specific time that they go to bed. So by doing that, what that does, it takes tension, it takes stress away from the athlete so they can stand in their power, so they can perform to their highest levels once again of their talent and skill.
The best way, I think the first thing first is have a clear vision as a footballer. For a player, understand exactly where you want to be, and then the next thing is have short-term goals leading into a long-term goal, right? So the first thing first, like Jason Teal would always say to us, the 4 pillars, right? If you're working on things on a rituals, routine, and repetition base, and you have a clear focus on where you want to be, that's what I would say to a lot of young players, is focus on your vision, but continue to work hard at it. Our goal overall is we want to be the benchmark agency within North America, but our main goal is also to be able to place a lot of players within professional environments, but being able to develop and guide athletes across North America, giving them the tools in order for them to be successful within their career.
Okay. Y'all definitely have to listen to the new Eminem song Gospel with Dr. Dre and Eminem. It's one of I think that beat is so damn hard. It's so good. Like, just go listen to it. It's on YouTube. It's not on Spotify right now because it was like teased for a little bit. So I don't actually know what the whole deal with that is. Let's talk OPSM, right? I've got the sweatshirt on like I did earlier, I realized. So OPSM has done a couple things for me. So one is you pay for connections, right? So if you are going to be buying into an agency, you're going to be buying into anything, you want to buy into somebody who's going to take care of you, especially for a long term. Now, some footballers will go about it in a way that's much less aggressive, right? They'll go, okay, so the way this usually works, there are some footballers who sometimes will contact different agents depending on where in the world they want to go. So they want to go to Indonesia or Southeast Asia, they contact somebody down there who's an agent who can take care of them. They want to go to Europe, they do the same thing over there, and they don't actually have consistency. The way that I've chosen to go about it is to, and I had trial and error, I'd had 2 other agents prior to this who I hired, both of whom were either unlicensed, which was not a good idea. That was the first one. And that one turned out to be a really cool opportunity, but just not very good thinking in the long term, right? So it was really great to get over there. And then as soon as I was in Spain, it was basically like, okay, we're kind of done dealing with you. And that's, you need to do everything on the visa end, which was really crappy because the Spanish visa process is really difficult for Americans. Then what I decided to do was I said, let's go and vet a bunch of different people and talk about, okay, who's going to be an agent who can really take care of me in the long run, right? Who can take care of me as far as the connections, right? So I'm paying for connections. I'm paying for somebody to answer my questions. A lot of time as a footballer, you have questions on a day-to-day basis of like, am I training enough? Am I doing the right things? Do I have the right mental strength stuff? OPSM is awesome because they have a built-in strength and conditioning trainer. They have a built-in agent, whoever you decide to work with. They've got current players who are also representing people, so they get the nervousness that you might have prior to a trial. They've got a mental coach, mental strength coach. They do nutrition training. Like, they have kind of everything, and they're trying to build a holistic way of giving players the opportunities that they deserve, basically. And there's a huge asterisk there. And the huge asterisk there is I always, always, always have the mentality of extreme ownership. What that means is if I'm going to take extreme ownership of my own career, because by the way, it is my responsibility and it's my career at the end of the day, what's going to happen is I'm going to go and I'm going to say, this is absolutely my decision, what's going on. I'm going to go and reach out to clubs. I'm going to go do this. And I'm going to tell that to my agent. And then he's going to tell me which ones not to reach out to that he's already had relationships with. What that starts to do is I start to build rapport with them. And I start to say, oh no, he's actually willing to go out and do the work. We're just here, OPSM's just here on my back, backing me up in case something great happens or something not so good happens. So in the case that something really good happens, like in the case of Los Angeles Force, right? Overall, that situation was really difficult, but that's because it was my first pro contract and there was a lot of factors going into it. I was also pretty immature because it was my first like big pro contract, right? So, but what had happened is I went out and got the contract and then called them and was like, hey, they want to sign me. Then OPSM takes over, right? So that's what you have to think about when you look into an agent. Not very many agents are agents that are like a do-it-all for you. And if they are that, you have to be aware that at some point you're going to feel like you're in the dark because the agent's back in the background working. And you're sitting there going, holy crap, like, are they actually doing the work that I need them to be doing, right? So that's something to keep in mind. But that's why I signed with OPSM. As you saw from the interviews, they are really, really good dudes, and I respect them a ton. And I am very, very excited to continue moving forward with them in the future and help them out, obviously, in whatever way that I can, because there's a lot of young footballers who I've met through OPSM who are part of their whole umbrella and bubble that are really, really excited to be just a part of OPSM and a part of training and getting better. So that's my bit. I'm actually going to end the video now. It is pretty late right now. It's about 8:30 or 9, so I'm gonna head to bed pretty soon. But that is the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed both the training session and the montage about OPSM. And we are so close. As of the filming of this video, we are super, super close to 5,000 subscribers, which I'm so stoked about. And thank you very much, all of you who are watching my videos and who have stuck around since a long time ago. It feels not that long ago. Like, this time last year, we had just broken 1,000 subscribers. So that's pretty wild to me. It's super, super cool. On to 10,000 next. Here we go. As always, be awesome. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.